Hi, Roberta. Thanks for having us. Well, at a place between yours and mine in Druin, Victoria, which is fabulous.
It's beautiful here.
Um, Before your stroke, who was Roberta?
Um, I I'm still me, but I was different before the stroke. Um, Probably a little bit more getter, or I don't think I've lost my ambition, but I was very capable in that in so many ways. And I'm getting back to where my capabilities come back, but probably not ever going to be the way I was.
When did you have your stroke?
I had it on the 22nd of August. I remember it was a Tuesday, and I had it in my sleep. And then when I woke up, I went to make myself a cup of coffee, and I sat on the front veranda. My eye would not stop twitching, and I couldn't finish my cup of coffee. And I went into the bedroom, and for some reason, my husband, who was still in bed, he said, "Are you okay?" And that's the only thing I could say was, "I'm okay." And he said, "Tell me what your name is." I said, "I'm okay." And he kept going through different things. "Where do you live?" I said, "I'm okay." And then I couldn't get anything out. And quick thinking on him, he rang the ambulance straight away, and they were fantastic. They were absolutely gems, those people. And they brought me. And from that time on, once I got in the ambulance, I remember getting to the hospital, and they took me in to have an MRI and everything else that they do. And the rest was pretty much a blur, but I know I was pretty sick. That's what they told me. But yeah, it was pretty touch and go. But I'm still here, so it's great.
Yeah, and still singing.
And still singing. The one thing that got me through everything is that I could sing. I couldn't speak, but I could sing. And I should have gone to the all the supermarkets and just sang when I went to the deli bar. Can I have this, or can I have that? Because I could do that, but I couldn't put two words together.
How did you discover you could still sing?
I don't know. I think it was something in me. I hadn't even tried. I just said to little Darcy, I said, "Darcy, bring your guitar in and bring my tin whistle in." I said, and I wrote it down actually because I couldn't say it to her. And I said, "Bring him in." Anyway, so she brought them in, and then we have this beautiful song that we sing together. Um, and she brought it in, and all of a sudden I could play tin whistle. So that hadn't left me. And then went over to the piano because they had a piano in there, and I could play the piano without, just like it was last week. And then with Darcy, we started to sing together, and that's when I could sing, and it was just brilliant. And I remember, the tears were just rolling down her face that day when she's watching me. Oh, that really moves me. To think about that is really hard, but it's all good. Right, yeah.
Roberta, music's really important to you. Do you want you and you've said before that music helped save you. Could you tell us how?
Well, it brought me back to the best time in my life. Everything that I could, and knowing that I hadn't lost it, it also gave me a purpose to try and get back to it, and to get back to teaching singing, to get back involved with the community and back to my students and back to my family. Everything, that was the one catalyst that kept me going. I know I could have just curled up and said, "I'm not doing it anymore." And that would have been pretty tragic if I think about it now. But because I had a sense of purpose, and that's what it did. It made me get stronger, I think. And I can remember thinking to myself, I am not giving myself, just a few, little goals that I'll be able to do this or do that.
So
over the next few
purpose for
weeks.
you's been music and your family. Is that
Yeah,
what you would say?
absolutely. Yeah, pretty much music in the family.
And did you find that the family, having that family support was important for you?
Oh, absolutely. I would be lost without Greg. You know, my husband and my children. You know, every one of them. You know, Darcy, Sophia, Gemma, Jono, and Shannon. You know, they were absolutely brilliant. You know, and they all look out for their mum. You know, and they've been on the journey with me the whole way through, and they've helped support their father too. Because this was, he was, you know, like I can just imagine how he would have felt when all this was happening.
Could you explain to family members how important their support is in
Yeah.
this journey?
Well, I know if I didn't have someone beside me, especially my Greg, if I didn't have him, that would have been, I would have felt so lost. And I feel for people that don't have people and they don't have children as well to be beside them. And because, or else you have to have someone that's just a wonderful friend. We have a friend at the moment who hasn't got any, he's gone through cancer and stuff like that. And just to be there for him has been fantastic. I know on his behalf and on our behalf, but people, you need to have people around you. And if you've got, I know for me, having my family and their support, and it has brought us all close together. You know, that's where
Were you surprised about that?
actually I was. Yeah, you know, it really, like, I think everyone thought, you know, we don't know what's going to happen in this life, so you've got to grab every moment like you can. And I think that's what they all think that now, you know. And we have great times together as a family. We've had, you know, we've had a wedding and everything else like that. It's just been, and two little grandchildren now, which is just the light of my life, and hopefully there'll be more to come. And yeah, so it's just been great.
So you've got aphasia.
Yeah.
So when you're at weddings and these sort of things, does you were saying before that sometimes you wake up and you can speak and sometimes you can't.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I don't know whether it depends. Some people have really blue days too and stuff like that. But I know sometimes I'll get up and the words just won't come. You don't know where they've gone even. It's like come back, you know, and then but sometimes I can talk really well, and I have people that come in when I'm teaching singing and they wouldn't even know I had aphasia. But then they can, but by the end of the day though, then they know I've got aphasia because I can't get the words out and I'm stumbling all the time trying to find that word that I want to say to people, you know. And or sometimes I'll come out with terrible things, you know, like not terrible things, but I'll come out with really wrong words.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to say that thing, or you know, and yeah, and sometimes that happens. But
I was
yeah.
having a chat with somebody about aphasia the other day, and Amy, and she was saying sometimes a swear word comes out instead of the word she wants. Does that happen to you?
Under my breath.
Roberta, recovery hasn't always been straightforward. You've spoken about how stress and tiredness, losing your brother affected your aphasia. How have you learned to be kinder to yourself in times like that?
Yeah, the basic thing I do now is I don't try and do too much anymore. The last 2 years have probably I've had other little issues as well, but they've probably been the toughest 2 years. But I'm coming out of it now. But I learned to be kinder. I take my time with things. I don't. Um, I just let things go too. And yeah, and I used to be quite a worrywart. Well, I've let that go because there's no point anymore. And I can't tell what every day is going to bring. So and I choose to be happy. That's the other thing. I try to keep my I always get up in the morning now and say, you know, I'm just going to choose to be happy, and whatever happens today happens. And you know, I might have a really bad day, but you know, if I don't, um, just take your time. You know.
And you're allowed to have a bad day.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes you do.
Yeah, you've had
Yeah.
a stroke. You've got life is can be pretty tough sometimes.
Yep.
And there is a thing called. I mean, being positive is really important, but also I think recognizing how you're feeling and being kind to yourself in
Yeah.
that way is
Yeah,
important.
that's right. Yeah. Well, now I, you know, I used to be a terrible one. That I used to be My daughter's a little bit like this, one of them, or both of them probably. They've got to keep going the whole time. Well, I used to be like that, and I'd never sit still.
Yeah.
Well, now I know how to sit still, and I know how to take it all in.
Is that change in your perspective? Did that come after stroke?
After stroke,
Yeah.
absolutely after stroke. Yeah, I couldn't sit still for 5 minutes. And if there was a weed or anything in my garden, my goodness. But now my husband does it with me, and if there's weeds, I don't care anymore.
I like that. I like that different perspective. Now, music's really important, and you've got a special concert coming up in Stroke Week.
Yes, we
Tell
do.
us about that.
We've got the beginning of Stroke Week on the 8th at the RSL in Maui. We've got my beautiful songbirds from my students that I teach from the O'Dowd School of Singing, and my daughter Darcy Fox. She's the guest performer on that day, and that night, and hopefully we're going to raise a bit of money, have some raffles and stuff like that, and get some funds together for the Stroke Foundation, which I'm very, very passionate about anyway. And we need much more research going into the Stroke Foundation too.
We do. Now, is there one more? We're going to sort of wrap it up soon, this interview. It's a beautiful day, and I can see the sun's in your eyes. If you had a message to a family who was just sort of starting to deal with stroke, what would it be?
Don't give up on them. Just give them all the support that you can give them, and you'll get through this together, and take it each day as it comes. Some days are going to be better, some days are not, and it's just the way it is.
So be patient with yourself.
And the other thing I want to say too is that I had a song called Don't Give Up, which is going to be released on Spotify on the day of the stroke, and hopefully people can relate to that song about what it's like when you have a stroke.
Well, we'll include that in the video as well, if that's okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I think that's all. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's just been wonderful, and anything that I can do for this is just wonderful for me.
Thanks, Roberta.
No worries.
Feels dark. There's a sadness in your heart. No matter how you try, you can't explain the hope you long. Almost feels as though it's gone, and you don't know all the pain and emptiness you can't escape. Just close your eyes, take comfort by my side, and I'll try to